It is repetition which makes for perfection.
I think a monster. Like a monstrous tip shape. Like a swamp thing. But I've done swamp thing a lot. But it also could be Clayface. How do we turn Swamp Thing into Clayface? Here's how. You need a little more anti-symmetry. Asymmetrical is what I meant to say. Anti-symmetry. What the freak? All right. All right. So you got this shape. The long version of asymmetry, right? We need a word that means not symmetrical. Anti-symmetry. Too long. Condense it. The Germans could learn from this. Asymmetry. Got it. Okay. The A-life equation. Is this A4? You, sir, must be European. A4 is a size we do not recognize here in the United States of America. This is 9 by 12. Yeah, why is that? All right, so the trick is the asymmetry. You got to bring that asymmetry, and then he's got like a big jolly. This is all from non-memory. Non-memory. All right. So here we go. Here's the jowl. It's rather unattractive. The trick with Clayface, the way I like to do it is from the animated series, like he had the big chiclet teeth that just kind of randomly. That's really how you sell it, right? Now it looks like Clayface. So now we're going to take the rest of this pencil and we're going to pick a light source, usually on this side, maybe like right behind, like right in that area. And the nice thing about pencils, you can turn it sideways like this and do something you can't do with an iPad pencil in that side. I mean, you can, but you know what I'm saying. You can't have that kind of. There's no lag. That's the beauty of like analog drawing, right? You put the pencil down, the line appears. The texture, it simulates paper amazingly. It's really just. JDang8394, good morning, everyone, he says. Very happy, very excited to be up this Sunday morning. Ladies and gentlemen, JDang8394. Othar the Shunned, incredible. What's incredible? My non-knowledge of English? Analog drawing. Or is the way what we used to say back in the day, just drawing. Now I have to say analog drawing. All right. So the light is hitting the top of the brow, right? I'm looking for confirmation. I want someone to say yes. Brow lighting confirmed. An iambic pentameter all the time. I kind of feel. I took several classes on Shakespearean plays. Uh, understand the concept of. That's the pug nose. I don't know if it's a. What is life? Uh, Now he kind of looks like Mr. Pig a little. So, can you see that? Something very soothing. Oh, I forgot. Let's just keep drawing. Keep drawing. Keep them distracted. How are you doing, Mo? Oh, Mo's. Wait. How we? If Mo's not on here, poor Mo. I mean, congratulations, Mo. You have a wonderfully caring girlfriend who has gone out of her way to get you a. I assume she just recorded this. Or maybe she'll just send you a link. Happy birthday to the YouTube replay of it or whatever. And he'll be like, you gave me a link? And she'll be like, it's the thought that counts, dummy. Now carry these omnibuses up to our room. Okay. The nice thing about Clayface is that his face is made of clay. So I don't have to really worry about traditional structures of the face. That said, that said, uh, that said, if you deviate too much from sort of known or understood human structure, it becomes too alien and unrecognizable, right? That said, yes. That a lot of the phraseology, things, expressions I use, people now kind of go like, "Who says that anymore?" And I've just discovered as I've gotten older that I'm basically what's the word I'm looking for? Become a bit of a dinosaur, is what I'm trying to say in a polite way. Especially as new slang, new phrases, which I would sneer at or mock, are now just like part of the regular lexicon. And everyone's like saying like no cap. And they say it unironically, right? Me too. Okay. This looks like if I were a crime reporter in Gotham City and Clayface were on the stand, this would be my pencil drawing of Clayface. Sketching the Beast. What path would you recommend to get into the industry? Indie or your own stuff? Boy, that's a great question. I don't have an answer for it. I think people here on chat could probably weigh in with as valid of an opinion, even though I run a publishing company and been in the business for a very long time. My son, as many of you know, Lucas, he created his own indie book, Wallow, and I've sort of been helping him on his journey. And so it's been kind of interesting and eye-opening. I replay in my head, like, would I be in the same spot if I started in this industry today, like now? And the answer is probably no. I think for a long period of time when I was working on samples, oh, here's what I'm going to do now. So I've got a .4 mechanical pencil and an eraser. I'm going to go in and pick out highlights and add some more detail. So in the old days, you'd want to get it into the diamond, whatever, solicitation guide, get it into brick and mortar stores, get those orders, try to get 1,000, 2,000, like Ninja Turtle style back in the day. But he hasn't yet. Crowdsourced, and it's all direct to fans. And it's lucrative, like not lucrative, like it's not like he's making millions of dollars, far from it. But for someone who is really it's their first job, like I don't even know if it's minimum wage actually, because there's a lot of hours that go into it. But I could see a business model where you're selling it directly, and you're basically selling it on the road the whole time. It's this whole building a business off 100 fans or 1,000 fans rather than a million. I think I've talked about it on stream before, but someone wrote an article, Wired or something, which was impressive in its kind of philosophy, and it's a different way of kind of like managing a business. Anyway, so and that whole like business model would not work if you were, doing a work for hire comic for like the big two, whatever. So he's able to make a living at it. That said, yeah, he's going to get distribution to the direct market. And then we'll see what happens then. The other thing that's happening, I'm drawing without coffee, which is always dangerous. And I can't quite see what I'm drawing. I have my glasses here. I might put them on a little bit. But since I'm kind of just doing a tonal drawing, I can kind of do it without seeing the details, especially in a character like Clayface. Poor Clayface. I only need to bring 85% of my skills to make you live. See, I'm just like closing up little areas, right? Erasing ambiguous double lines, replacing them with a single solid line, right? Grabbing areas that are kind of vaguely gray and drawing a very thin outline around them, and then penciling out of that darkness into the light to create form, rendering, transition from a dark to a light to create volume, three-dimensionality, 3D-ness, anti-fakeness, a-fakeness. There we go. I don't know what this line is here. It's like a crease in the clay. And then I got that. He's worried. It's got worry lines. Anyone from other countries here? What do you guys call worry lines? I also wonder, like, Who phrased that first? Worry lines. How does one get that into the lexicon, the vernacular? You know what I'm saying? It was through literature back in the day, right? Or would you say it and then someone else says it because it's catchy, but then it has to travel virally, literally, like mouth to mouth, person to person? That doesn't seem very efficient. Clay can form like these three-dimensional tubular things. So like I'm like going, okay, could I do something around that for this eye? Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna have a piece go like that, and we're gonna put this eye kind of like, let's see, like inside this. And then it's gonna have a ridge here because that's where it's gonna. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's. All right, and let's take that down here, like Swamp Thing actually. All right, let's see what happens if I do this. The beautiful thing around pencil drawings is that you have an infinite number of gray values and tones that you can create using the side of the pencil, smearing it with your hand. And so, which gives it a nice, unique quality. Again, in a world of ones and zeros, a digital world. Get a little bit of this kind of face melting thing going on. Just something a little different. Then this thing has to cast a shadow. That's too dark, so I'm going to lighten that back up. But this thing casts a shadow throughout. You guys all that have a good Thanksgiving, those that celebrate. Okay. I think we're mostly done with this, so let's put it to bed and move on. So a little warm-up drawing. Can't make mistakes. I mean, you can, but you're, what am I trying to say? I need need some coffee. What am I trying to say? It's very forgiving. You can just erase and redraw, right? Erase and redraw. So you can really just have fun with it. And ultimately, drawing should be fun, right? If it stresses you out, probably not doing it right. This tooth is on the outside lip. Nice to do kind of random. Mural red gray. That's why I stopped drawing. I stopped enjoying it anymore. Yeah. That's sad too. In that when it gets so frustrating. And trust me, when I was starting out and trying to draw things I'd never drawn before, poses, vehicles, or not vehicles, I'd drawn vehicles, but anytime I had to draw something I'd never drawn before, with a lot of drawing and erasing, a lot of drawing and erasing, a lot. I cannot stress again how a lot of drawing and erasing. But at the same time, at that point, I wasn't drawing for fun. I was trying to forge a career, make it a job. So you would expect it to be challenging, because if it weren't, everyone would do it. Now I'm just going in and, again, like, they're vaguely kind of gray shapes, and I'm just trapping them with the edge of the pencil to make it really clear if this were ever to get inked where the lines are. This looks like a nice, like, portrait of Clayface if he were, like, sitting here saying, "Jim, draw me a picture of me." And then afterwards, like, "This is how you see me?" Actually, it would be like, you know, like it would be, right? That's how I imagine him sounding. It's like the mouth is moving and the clay is like falling over itself. So that line is weird. That's all I need to do here. I think it's like that. Make that pop out. Sorgenfalten here. You can kind of see the Sorgenfalten. Jawohl. Right there. Let's see what happens if I do sort of cut into this a little bit. Have a clay pustule. I don't know if you have a pustule of clay. Make one pupil a little bit bigger than the other. Ultra Giga Chad. Poor people named Chad and Karen. That's all I have to say. for supposedly the generation that's supposed to embrace tolerance and diversity, I guess it's fine as long as you're not named Chad or Karen. Try to make this less of a circle and bring a little more anti-symmetry to it, as we like to say in the art world. That's all I have to say. I don't think you need to go to school to pursue a career in art, but I think if you want to, if you're the type of person that needs help in kind of choosing kind of what art field or approach to take, and you want to have an experience sharing that journey with other like-minded, artistically talented kids, art school sounds like the way to go. I went to a traditional university, a regular university, non-art school, anti-art school. No, it wasn't anti-art school. It was just a whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. And I have a degree in psychology. And I realized really kind of like the purpose of college decades after I went, which was really not to learn something specific that sort of define or send you on the right path or journey in your life. Although, for some people, especially when you're spending a lot of money, you would want that. But for me, I think what I got out of college was, and I think I've mentioned this before, so it's nothing new to longtime folks, is really the ability to put projects together, make deadlines, be given a task, an assignment, and kind of pull it off, right? So it's not the specific knowledge; it's the ability to sort of what's the word? To think critically, read, do research, and then come up with a point of view that is potentially, hopefully, original. Now that I've described it that way, it sounds awfully a lot like the data scrubbing that AI engines do, right? They do the same thing. You give them a task and they search every known bit of data that relates to it, and they kind of process it, summarize it, package it up, and regurgitate it. But the nice thing about humans is that we're capable, or maybe this is debatable, of creating original thoughts, new ideas. But are they really, or are they just, or all the stories in the world told in the Bible and everything else is just really, I like to say Star Trek, the original series, kind of told every story and worth telling. I always like to think that. I think maybe one more tooth right there. around her eye. The cool thing is you can use the eraser to kind of cut into the shadows, create structure. T-Trim 32. Oh, but here's the thing. For art. Art is created a number of different ways. You can create it without going to art school. You can create it going to art school. Every kid, every person's different. Kind of like how self-driven, motivated are you? How much technique do you already know? And you know, going to the arts is not guaranteed. Like, it's not like an accounting job, or it was the original, and you had to put it out there to get the likes and the comments, and if you didn't get enough, you can't build a career on it, right? So I'm just fine-tuning the values, meaning I'm making this area of the mouth darker to kind of deepen it, to give that volume. I'm just adding a little texture, a little fancy line work that doesn't mean anything but looks cool. So just give it a little flavor. What does that even mean? To give it a little style. So it's not just like a tonal drawing, because everyone can do tonal drawings. You go to like art school, you learn how to do tonal drawings, value drawings. But adding little flourishes like this, it's kind of like, oh, that's your thing. That's how you draw. That looks like an original so-and-so because I know they do this kind of thing, right? So it's creating an abstraction of a line over a tonal value, because you wouldn't see these lines in real life, right? So it's taking you out of the experience of seeing something that looks like reality and basically saying, no, this is a drawing. These lines should indicate to you that it's a drawing, right? See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Okay, so that's my Clayface. Nice, mellow. If only it were raining here, it would. I think that's my favorite time to draw, like when it's raining hard outside. I think très romantique. I'm just making these lines into something. See how that super dark right there? Must eliminate. Just darkening some of the values up to match each other. Let's put it over here.